Heels under hips. Arms are hanging. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. And the weights come down the knees and stop at the knees. The back is straight. Gentle bend in those knees. And it's exactly what it says on the tin, a hip hinge. Good. So take your feet a little bit wider, Tash. That's it. And coming back up again. So slowly coming down and slowly coming back up again. Good. It's keeping that chest nice and high, neck in line with your spine, and those shoulders are down away from your ears. Good. 2 more like that. And you'd be surprised at how much you actually feel in your glutes, even with a light weight doing this. Good. Now we're going to do our dead row. So hinging down to your knees, just going to let pat in, pulling those elbows up, coming back down again, and then standing up and doing that again. So hinging, pulling, lowering, and standing. Good. Hinging, hi Pat. Hi. Pulling, lowering, and standing. We've literally just started, so join in, take your time. Lovely. 2 more like that. This is our wide dead row. Hinging down to your knees, pulling out wide, lowering down, and standing. 1 more. This is to warm up the upper back and standing. Lovely. Stop there, back to our set position. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Upright row. So push your weights together and bring them up the body, like you're trying to lift your t-shirt up with those weights. Nice and high and wide with those elbows. Good. Nice and positive with the elbows. That's it. We stop just at the bra line. We don't have to go up super high with this. Again, here we're warming up that upper back. Nice. 2 more like that. Last one. Now we're going to do a combination move. So we're going to do a deadlift and then stand up and do an upright row. Good. Deadlift again. Hinging, standing, lifting, and lowering. Good. Hinging, standing, lifting, and lowering. And if you feel inclined to lift any weights during the day, you could just do a couple of deadlifts and a couple of upright rows. If you don't remember, I can always send you some videos. I've got some really good stuff online if you'd like me to send you some stuff. Good. 2 more like that. Now, because we've got our light weights, we're going to use our shoulders next. So that's the last one. Good. So stop in your set position. Heels under hips. Those knees are gently soft. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Long straight arms come up in front of you. And then they come back down again. Now the knees aren't locked out. They're soft so that you can access the core. Good. And back down again. Just for the record, we're past the warm-up stage now. We're now working our shoulders. Nice and efficient because we've only got half an hour. We're going to use those light weights. And the other thing that's working here, you may feel it, is your core is stabilizing you. Good. 2 more like that. Lifting and lowering and lifting and lowering. Nice. Now we're going to use a hip hinge. So hinge and bring those weights out in front of you. Come back up again, nice and slow. You don't have to go super deep. Hinge, lift those weights out in front of you. Good. And come back up again. I want you to reach out. There's a counterbalance here. Hips go back and down, and then lift those hips up as you come up. Good. So reaching out. Core needs to help here. Beautiful. And coming back up again. 2 more like that. Hinging and coming up. Last one. Hinging and coming up. Lovely. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. We're going to go straight into the backs of the shoulders with a hip hinge again. So this time the arms go out wide, and then they come back down again, included with a hip hinge. So that hip hinges, those arms come out wide. Now remember that arms don't go backwards, they go out to the side. That's it. Out to the side and back up again. So lots going on here, hips, shoulders and arms, doing a lot of different things at the same time, but nice and slow. Focus on your hips first. Focus on sitting back and down with those hips as if you were sitting on a chair, and then bring those arms out to shoulder height. Good. Nice. 2 more like that. Now keep that neck in line with your spine. That's 1. 1 more. Yes. Lots of shoulder work here. Well done. I'm going to come down to the floor now. We're going to do our glute bridges. So bring the heaviest weight you're comfortable using today, whatever that might look like. I'm going to go with just a 2.3 kilogram because I beasted myself in the gym yesterday, so I'm in recovery mode. So heels close to your hips. Hold on to that weight, whatever it is, and you're absolutely fine if you don't want to use weight as well today. Anchor down through your shoulders, tuck your chin, hold on to your weight and bring your hips up to the sky. Nice and positive so we find that range of motion, and then come down slowly. Let's do that again. So go up, hold it there, and then slowly bring those hips down. Good. Go up again, hold it there, and slowly come down. Nice. Up, hold it there, and coming down slowly. So really squeeze those glutes at the top of the range, and then relax slowly as you come all the way down. Push into those feet, lift those hips up, and come down slowly. Nice. 2 more like that. Up to the top, down slowly, and then the last one, up to the top and down slowly. Nice. 2 and 2 now. So going up for 2 and down for 2, a little bit faster, finding that middle of the range. Now, I'm reading a book at the moment called Glute Lab by a guy called Brett Contreras, an American guy. He's called the Glute Guy, and he's got some amazing online videos, which I can send you a link to if you want to have a look at exercises on there. So up for 2 and down for 2, and he invented the hip thrust. Up for 2, down for 2, 2 more. Up for 2, down for 2, last one. All right, let's get rid of that weight. Roll up, safely remove that weight. Roll back down again. I saw you, Penny. And we're going to come up into a non-weighted glute bridge to start off with. Single leg now, left leg lifts. We haven't done these for a while. Bring that left leg down, swap over to the right leg. Keep those hips high. Keep pushing down with the opposite foot. Lovely. Right leg down, left leg. Let's march. So left leg down, right leg up. Good. Right leg down and left leg up. A little bit slower, Pat. Slow it down. Right leg up and down. Left leg up and down. Keep those hips even. Right leg up and down. Good. Left leg up and down. We're going to stop with our right leg up and just hold it there. Breathing. 2 more. 1 more and swap. Other side. Keep those hips high. Left leg up and hold it. Keep sending those hips up and swap. 1 more time on each side. Right leg up. Hold it there. Keep those hips high. Swap. Left leg. Lifts. Hold it there. And then come down. Well done. Bring your hips down. Hug your knees into your chest. Just a gentle roll around on that lower back. And come on up into boat pose. So come up into that V shape Keep your chest nice and high. Good, well done. And then bring your feet down. Right, I'm going to get you to get 2 medium weights while we're up. We're going to go into working our chest and then our triceps. We're going to do a little bit more glutes after they've had a little break. So lie back down again with those 2 weights above your chest, feet flat on the floor, and really pull that belly button down towards your spine. Chest flies, so the arms are wide. Slowly open those arms out and then slowly squeeze them up. Now the target area here is just above the floor, if you can get that wide. You want to just feel the upper part of your arm starting to get close to the floor. And again, as with the knees, those elbows are soft. They're not bent, but they're not straight. They're just soft. Good. Your wrists are neutral, and you've got this visual feedback of bringing those weights together at the top, so you can see if one arm is a bit weaker and doing a bit of a zigzag. And aim to get those weights together at the top part of the range. Lovely. 2 more like that. Just getting a sense of the weight, but also just getting a sense of the movement. Nice. Now stop there at the top of the range. I'm going to get you to open the weights out for 1. So you know where you're going with it. You know where your target area is. Lovely. And then squeeze the weights up. Let's do that again. Open and stop. And squeeze those weights up. Now when you stop, engage your core. So open, engage core here as you stop. Keep it engaged as you squeeze the weights up. Good. Keep going. Open and stop. And squeeze. Beautiful. Open and stop. Squeeze coming up. Lovely. 2 more like that. Open and stop. Squeeze. Last one. Open and stop. And squeeze. Well done. Triceps now while the chest has a little rest. So push the weights together. Squeeze your elbows in and bring those weights down to your forehead. Good. So now those elbows are pointing up to the sky. We're just going down slowly and coming back up again. Those weights coming down towards your forehead and then just stopping above them and going back up again. Keeping those wrists neutral and keeping that discipline of those elbows tight. Right? Don't let those elbows flare out. And again, that upper arm pointing right up to the sky. Banish the bingo wings. Good. 2 more like that, nice and slow. And up. And then nice and slow. And up. Stop here. I promised you some more glutes. So make sure your feet are as close to your hips as you can get them. Lift your hips up to the sky. Keep them there. Back to the tricep extensions. A little bit faster. Down for 2 and up for 2. So now we need to stabilize. Now the core and the glutes are stabilizing that lower body. It becomes a bit more challenging because we're doing 2 things here, upper body and lower body working together. So maintain that discipline with those elbows, squeezing them together, squeezing your hips up towards the ceiling. Good. And then 2 more. This is 1 and up and 1 more. Down and up. Lovely. Bring the weights down, bring the hips down. Just take a breath. Onto chest, this time with the knees up as an option to add the core. So bring your feet up off the floor, knees at 90 degrees, back to our chest flies 2 and 2. So opening for 2 and closing for 2. Now again, as you squeeze those weights up, I want you to really engage that core. So pulling that belly down towards the floor, squeezing everything in the pelvic area and all the way up towards the ribs. Because, hey, an opportunity to work your core is a very good opportunity. Up for 2, down for 2, nice. Right, last set with the chest. We're going to open for 1. So open, stop, squeeze up. And again, open, stop, squeeze up. 6 more like that. Open and stop. Squeeze up. Oof. Lovely. Open and stop. We're halfway there. 4 more. Open and stop. Dead stop. Squeeze. Good. Open and stop. And squeeze. Nearly there. 2 more. Keep that core switched on. Keep that good discipline. Lovely. Shins parallel. Well done. Bring those weights down to your belly. Bring your feet down. Nice. And then bring your hips up. 1 more set of tricep extensions. Arms up above your head, hips up. 1 and 3. So down to the forehead for 1 and then squeeze up. Good. We're doing 8 of these. That was 1. Down and squeeze up. Good. Now, as you lift those weights up, I want you to push your hips up as well. Good. Coming down and squeezing. Halfway there. 4 more. You're doing great. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale as the weights come down. Exhale as they come up. 2 more. Keep squeezing elbows. Lovely. Last one. Woo! Well done. Bring the weights down. Bring your hips down. And roll up. You can do a boat pose if you're feeling strong with those weights on your belly. Good. Keep that chest high and then bring your feet down. We're going to come up to standing. We're halfway through the class now. We've swallowed the frog. We've done all the nasty bits. We're going to work our biceps next. So 2 medium weights. Back to that strong set position. Gentle bend in your knees. Double arm bicep curl. So coming up and coming down. It's a simple move. And we're loading the front of the arm, the front of the upper arm, getting a load here. Now, Pat, what am I going to say to you? Neutral wrist. Yes. Good. Lovely. Now, there's a couple of things you can do with those lower arms. You can rotate them to bring them up to face the shoulders and then rotate them back down by your side, as beautifully demonstrated by Penny. Doing it really well as well, Tash. But I've got a dodgy left wrist, so if you've got issues with your wrist, you can also just do a hammer curl. So it's not wrong if you're rotating those plates. It's not wrong if you're doing a hammer curl. The hammer curl, those wrists don't move at the top. So just bending and straightening. And that just goes to show if you've got a body that's got a history, which everyone does, and you've got issues, you can work around them. You don't have to stop. Good. 2 more like that. Meantime, I've been doing all this talking. We've done like 1 million bicep curls. Lovely. Stop there and roll your shoulders up, back and down. Right, we're going to come up and do an isometric hold. So we're going to hold those weights in front of us as if we've been given something heavy to carry. And we're going to just hold it at that 90-degree angle. The elbows stay pinned to the side of the body. Now those biceps know they're there. We're going to load them just a little bit, going up and down in that center part of the range, nice and slowly. And again, it's not the wrist, it's not the elbow. We're just moving that lower arm up and down in that range. You will start to feel this. Oof. Nice burn there. 2 more. And then we're going to go down by our side. Nice. Come up halfway again. And then go back down again. We're just going to work in that bottom part of the range. So we can go a little bit quicker here because we've only got less distance to travel, half distance to travel. Just working in that lower part of the range. Keeping good discipline with those elbows, not moving at all. Elbows are lined right under shoulders. That's it. And of course, core is switched on to keep you stable, which means you've got this slightly bent knees and that chest is high. 2 more like that. That's 1. That's 2. Now we're going to go top part of the range. So top part, down halfway. To the top, down halfway. Oh, right. So we're working different parts of the biceps because, of course, bi means two. We've got two heads at the top. And here we're working different parts of that big muscle on the fronts of our arms. Two more like that. I can see you're getting tired. Last one. Well done. And then bring those weights down. Nice. So roll those shoulders up, back and down. We're going to go back to working our back. And one thing we didn't do in the warm-up was the narrow pull back with the dead row. So the feet are still under our hips. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. We're going to hinge down to the knees as if we were doing a deadlift. And we're going to pull those elbows back, come back down and stand up. Good. Narrow, dead row. And at that top part of the range, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lovely. As if you're expanding out through your chest. So hinging, pulling back and lowering. That's it. And standing. Lovely. Hinging, pulling back, lowering and standing. Two more like that. Pull, lower and stand. And the last one. Hinge, pull, lower and stand. Lovely. We're going to do some overhead work now. So get two light weights. Now, anything overhead, you want to make sure you've got a very good connection to your core, because I'll show you what we don't want to do, which is to overextend through the back. So we want to have that soft bend in the knees, maybe slightly exaggerated today, and those hips come back a bit to switch the core on. We're going to start by doing just what we did in the warm-up to bring those arms up and down, working our shoulders now. It's bringing them up and bringing them down. And if you're not sure if you've got that connection to your core and you want to, you can come down onto your knees. It almost forces you to have that connection and to not overextend. I'm just doing it so you can see what I'm doing with my hands, because the room isn't big enough for the camera to be far away. So your choice. Nice. So come up here, weights at shoulder height. We're going to stop there. And we're going to go overhead and come back down again. Now just check in with yourself. My back wants to overextend. I'm keeping that core switched on to support me. See how my hips are slightly back, and then bring those weights down. Good. Good. Arms are long. Wrists are neutral. We're in control here. Lift and lower slowly. Absolutely drop the weights if you need to. Drop as in put them down if you want to, because overhead work can be challenging on the shoulders, and until they get stronger, sometimes you just want to do the movement. Two more like that, and down. Last one, and down. Nice. Bring the weights down. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Good job. Now we're going to start with some lateral raises to bring us up. So lots of shoulders to finish us off. Lateral raise, the elbows are at 90 degrees. And they stay at 90 degrees as we open out through the shoulders. That's it. So keep the shoulders away from the ears. We're working in the elbows. Good. Elbows lift. Imagine you've got strings around those elbows. Elbows are fixed at 90 degrees. Good. And down. Lifting and lowering. Two more. Because, of course, we've got a long journey here. Now stop here. Rotate a raise. Lift those arms up. Keep those wrists neutral. Bring them back down again. Elbows stay at shoulder height. Supporting your body with your core. You can squeeze your glutes as well if you want to here, if you're feeling like your body wants to arch. Glutes and the core work together like a sandwich. Good. Coming back down again. Coming up and back down again. Good. Two more. Breathing. Down. Last one. Nice. Now come back up. That's now the starting point. Now those elbows aren't going to go any lower than the shoulders. We're going to go up overhead and bring them back down again. and stop there. Good. Up overhead and back down again. Don't give up. If you need to get rid of the weights and just do the movement, do that, but don't give up. Good. So many people get frozen shoulders and can't lift the hands above their heads. And you're missing out on an opportunity to work your core and to have a lovely, strong, healthy upper back. Good. And down. 2 more. Lifting and lowering. Last one. Woo. Well done. Stop. Come down. Come down and let it go. Thank God for that, they all say, as their arms shake out. So shake those arms out. Just going to check in with my little time genie. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Nice. Okay, come into a wide squat. We're going to stretch out those glutes. Coming down into a sumo squat here. Forearms to thighs and have a little wiggle in that lower back. Ah, nice. And you're going to come down to the floor in a 90-90 position. Both knees in 90, sort of 90 degrees. That front knee is flexed and you're going to come over that front knee to stretch out the glutes. So if you're a yogi and you've done pigeon pose and you want to do pigeon pose, go ahead. All that pigeon is you straighten that leg out behind you. I'm being a bit conservative with my hips. Lovely stretch in the glutes, lovely stretch in the lower back. Coming up, and let's swap over to the other side. So gently, being kind to yourself, swap over, position yourself, flex that front foot, remember. Align your chest towards that front knee, and then come down over the knee. Now, I can't come down super low on this side, but I can still get a nice stretch in the glute. Breathing here. Nice. Okay, come on up. Come down to lying on your backs and bring one leg up. Point the foot towards the ceiling and take a hold of the back of the thigh. Stretching those hamstrings. Now, you probably didn't feel them, but those hamstrings were helping with all those deadlifts and all those dead rows, and of course the glute bridges. You can also bring your hands up to the back of the calf, and we can progress this to the point of it being a core exercise. So bring your hands up to the back of the calf. The head comes up off the floor and so does the shoulder, but that neck is relaxed. The opposite leg reaches out. And you can either point or flex the feet. I'm a flexor because otherwise I'll get cramp. And reach up. Feel that burn in your belly. Lovely. Hug your knees into your chest. Gentle sway from side to side. And we're going to go with the opposite leg. So let's just start with the hamstring stretch. Foot up, head down, holding on the back of your thigh. Pointing or flexing the foot. Whatever feels good for you. Any stretch needs to be done progressively. Give your body the ability to adapt, particularly when those muscles are warm. Inhaling, and as you exhale, you can bring your hands up to the back of the calf, so avoid the back of the knee. Now the head is up, elbows slightly bent, and we can add the other leg. Now the height at which that leg is dictates how hard it's going to be. So if you're feeling a bit like you don't want to do the core, you can bring that leg higher. If you want it harder, bring it down. Nice. And then let it go, hug your knees into your chest. Gentle roll around on that lower back. Let's use boat pose to bring us up. So never miss an opportunity to work your core. Come up into boat pose and stop. Keep your chest high, Pat. Bring your feet down to the floor and come on up to standing. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Shoulders. So bring your right arm out. Reach away and bring that arm across the body. Left arm pushes against the outside of the arm. Feeling that stretch in the back of the shoulder. Open the arm out, and here, stick your chest towards me. Chest stretch. Left shoulder, arm goes across the body. Right arm above the elbow, and this is my stiff one. Breathing here. Nice. Open those arms wide, and you're going to hug a ball in front of you. Hug a ball to stretch the upper back. Clasp the hands. Bring your head down to help with the hug. You're hugging with your upper thighs as well. And then open those arms wide. Roll those shoulders up, back and down, and come into a torso twist. And we are done. Good job. Well done. I worked you hard today. Thank you very much for coming.